Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today the topic of lecture is opportunistic mycosis. First of all, we will study aspergillosis. Aspergillosis is a spectrum of disease caused by number of aspergillus species of fungus. Aspergillosis occur worldwide. There are about 150 different species of aspergillosis present in the world. Aspergillus fumigatus is the most common pathogen species for human. Other are Flavus, Niger, Pteris, Lentulus, which cause different diseases in human. They can be isolated from vegetation, especially from nuts, grains during their growth or storage from decaying matter, soil and air. Many species are pathogenic for plants and some infect insects, birds and domestic animals. They grow rapidly, producing aerial septate branching hyphae that bear characteristic conidial structures and which divide dichotomously. Large conidiophore with terminal vesicle on which phylides produce basipetal chains of conidia. This is the structure. The log hyphae septated and the chain of conidia grow like a flower on the species are identified primarily on the base of conidial structure, namely size, color and shape of conidiophore. Most cases of aspergillosis develop in individuals who have structural abnormalities within the lung or who have severely impaired resistance to infection because of metastatic cancer, leukemia or lymphomatous diseases. Opportunistic means that the pathogen acquired the opportunity to infect the human or any other species. Inhalation of Aspergillus conidia or mycelium fragments may elicit an immediate allergic reaction in some individuals with fungus. In lungs, after inhalation, alveolar macrophages are able to engulf and destroy the conidia. Macrophages from the corticosteroid treatment animal or immunocompromised patient have a diminished ability to contain the inoculum. In the lung, the conidia swell or germinate to produce hyphae that have the tendency to invade pre-existing cavities of blood vessels. The conidias are inhaled by the human and then they reach the lung and grow, producing the mold. Clinical features are allergic form. In some atopic individuals develop IgE antibodies to surface antigen of Aspergillus conidia, elicit an immediate asthmatic reaction upon subsequent exposure. In other, conidia germinate and hyphae colonize the bronchial tree without invading the lung parenchyma, which is called allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis. Clinically, it is defined as asthma, recurrent chest infiltration, eosinophilia, both type 1 and type 3 hypersensitivity reaction occur due to Aspergillus antigens. Normal hosts exposed to massive doses of conidia can develop extrinsic allergic alveolitis. Aspergilloma and extrapulmonary colonization occur when inhaled conidia enter a cavity in a lung and they germinate and produce hyphae in the lung. Persons with previous cavitary disease such as TB, sarcoidosis, emphysema are more prone to get this disease. Localized non-invasive infections by Aspergillus species involve nasal sinuses, ear, canal, nails, etc. In invasive aspergillosis, inhalation occurs of conidia and develop an acute pneumonia process with or without dissemination. Patients at risk are those with lymphocytic or myelogenous leukemia and lymphoma, stem cell transplant recipient and those taking corticosteroids. Symptoms are fever, cough and hemoptysis. Hyphae invade the lumen and walls of blood vessels causing thrombosis, infarction and necrosis. From the lung, the disease may spread to GI tract, kidney, liver, brain or other organ producing abscesses and necrotic lesions. Without rapid treatment, the prognosis of patients with invasive aspergillosis is grave. Persons with less compromising underlying disease develop chronic necrotizing pulmonary aspergillosis. In lab, the specimen could be the sputum, respiratory tract specimens, lung biopsies, and rarely blood samples can produce aspergillus growth. On direct examination on slide, it can be seen under the KOH wet preparation, Colcoflor white staining, Gomri menthopin silver staining. Hyphae are hyaline, septate, and uniform in width and branched dichotomously. Species are identified according to the morphology of their corneal structures. The routine Sebrod agar is able to grow the growth of aspergillus. Serological tests may immunodiffusion test for precipitants to Aspergillus fumigatus positive in about 80% of patients with aspergilloma or allergic form of aspergillosis. Serological test for circulating galactomannan is diagnostic. Treatment is corticosteroid and antifungal therapy. Disodium chromoglycate reduce symptoms, but disease can reoccur. Amphotericin B and flucytosine have been recommended. Local superficial aspergillosis is treated with niacin. Prophylactically, efforts are made to reduce or avoid the exposure to Aspergillus conidia. Patients at risk for invasive aspergillus are given prophylactic low dose of amphotericin B and itraconazole. Next topic is mucormycosis, which is also an opportunistic fungal genus. Mucormycosis, also called zygomycosis, is an opportunistic mycosis caused by a number of molds belong to Zygomycota, or others are mucorales. These fungi are thermotolerant and saprophyticous. Common genera are Rhizopus, Rhizomucor, Absidia, Mucor, and most prevalent is Rhizopus orata. Acidosis, especially that associated with diabetes mellitus, cause the increased risk of mucormycosis, leukemia, lymphoma, steroid therapy, burn, immunodeficiencies, dialysis with iron chelator deficiency, and other. They are broad non-septate fungal hyphae with 10 micrometer in width, often appear twisted or ribbon-like microscopic examination. These are the twisted, broad, aseptate hyphae of mucor. The tip of sporangium swell to form a globose sporangium that contain uninucleated haploid sporangiospores. The sporangiospore germinate and thrive in the environment like the nasal, oropharyngeal, or respiratory mucosa of compromised patients. Normal alveolar macrophages inhibit germination of sporangiospore, but alveolar macrophages from diabetes or other corticosteroids treatment mice were unable to prevent germination. Artists and association have demonstrated that diabetes ketoacidosis cause the release of iron from transferrin, which permit the growth of rhizopus. Hyphae invade the lumen and wall of the blood vessels, causing thrombosis, infarction, and necrosis. The process is more rapid than similar seen in Aspergillus and Candida infection. A suppurative response is elicited. This picture shows that the spores interact with the mucosal surfaces and their invasions and cascade of reaction. Specimen can be the tissue, sputum, or nasal exudate. On direct microscopy, KOH wet preparation helpful, HND staining for histobiopsy, Gomri methamine silver staining. Blood cultures are negative in systemic cases. Specimen of tissue and drainage should be cultured, and no serological method or kits is available for mucormycosis. Rhinocerebral mucormycosis involve the CNS. The invasion begin typically in the nasal region and progress involve the sinuses, eye, brain, and meninges. There is characteristic edema of the involved facial area, necrosis, and bloody exudate. The disease can be precipitate with a terminal outcome in 1 week, damage to 5th and 7th cranial nerve with cellulitis, orbital cellulitis and exophthalmia common features. These are the pictures showing the mucormycosis infection of eyes, sinuses. Thoracic mucormycosis, it follows inhalation of sporangiospore. The pathology causes by invasion of blood vessels resulting in profound destruction of lung parenchyma. Pulmonary lesion may be focal or diffuse. The usual course of disease is from onset to death. Localized mucormycosis involves kidney and tissue trauma. Cutaneous infection may complicate burn wounds. When diagnosed, amphotericin B is the drug of choice. Hyperbaric oxygen has been recommended to stem necrosis and inhibit the fungal growth. Surgical debridement is also recommended. Mortality is quite high at 50%. The survivor usually have permanent change such as facial palsy, loss of eye, and similar problems. So it is very lethal infection caused, the most lethal infection caused by the fungal world of the microbiology. Thank you.